Hello there! I'm so excited to send you this video because it means that you have your very own collection of SEINT makeup on the way to you. And so I wanted to give you this video as a little bit of a quick start tutorial to get you established and ready to know what to expect when you get your makeup, or if you already have it, that you can get using it as quickly as possible because you're going to love it. So I wanted to let you know that when you receive your makeup in the mail, your highlight colors, which is what people refer to usually as foundation, will come in these tins, as will the contour, as will the blush, as will the highlights. Almost all the products come in tins, even eyeshadows, and so they're going to come like that. And so what you're going to do is you're just going to press down and slide, and that lid's going to come right off, and you're going to have the product inside. It's a cream makeup that's inside. Hopefully you've ordered your compact with the compact credits that you earn from the different tins that you bought. This is the example of what you're going to get in the mail with the compact. It's going to come like that. This one particularly is a double-decker, a small double-decker. So it'll hold a different combination depending on the size of your tins, whether they're foundation highlight tins or whether they're eyeshadow tins. So you're going to take your compact. Just for the purpose of showing you, I'll use a small one. This one holds 4 tins. You're going to open that up. As you can see, I already have some colors in here. So I'm going to take the color that I got, and I'm just going to click it right into place. The tins are metal. The compacts are magnetic, so they slide right in, they clip in, they don't fall out. Very handy. And now you have all your colors right here. You've got a, depending on how many colors were custom picked for you, you can have as many as you need, and depending on your compact size, how you want to store them. So now that you know, also a really good tip is you want to keep the lids on these, or one of them anyways, because these can act like a key towards getting them out. If you need to take the tray out for any reason to replace it, you can slide the edge of this right in between the tins and pop them right out. See how that works? They fit pretty snugly if you get a small one, so you want to keep that, and I call it my key because it's a key to getting them out. Also, once you get the makeup, as it starts to be used, you can gently melt them back down so they all resurface and get nice and neat. So you'll be able to take them in and out as you need to for whatever your desired purpose is. So now that we have the makeup, I want to just show you quickly the basic application for use with this makeup. Another thing that's going to be important is for you to have a microfiber cloth. Hopefully you bought at least one brush that will help you with the application of this makeup. Our brushes are amazing. They're the highest qualities, and they are designed to pick up the cream makeup and move it around the face and not get stuck on the brush. It transfers it to your skin and helps move it around and blend it so that it becomes like a silky second skin on your face. You're not going to get overuse of the product. If you do, it's easy to buff it around if you get too much product on there. So hopefully, if you got brushes, you got the SEINT brush cleaner. It's very easy to use. You just spritz it on the end of your brush, and then you take a microfiber cloth and you literally just buff it off. Now, this does not have to be done often because the brushes pick up so little product. You literally, without the brush cleaner, can just take a microfiber cloth, and if you want to get a little bit of excess product off of there after you've been using it for a while, you can just swirl it on a dry microfiber cloth. You could do a damp one too if you wanted to. The brush cleaner you want to use every so often, though, to keep the bristles in the best shape as possible. So like every week or two, just depending on how much you use your brushes. Also, incidentally, SEINT sells these, but just microfiber cloths in general are great. They're great to get the makeup off the brushes. They're great to get the makeup off your face. Not that they would cleanse your face. You want to use, hopefully, your SEINT cleanser for that. But this will physically remove all the makeup off your face really easily. They're great. Okay, so on with the show. Okay, so hopefully whatever colors you got, you know where they belong. I've communicated that with you. So I'm going to use my colors on me just so you can see that the result will be appropriate for my skin tone. And if you have any questions about where your colors belong in your face or how to use them or what brushes to apply them with, please don't hesitate to contact me. That's what I'm here for, and I am at your service. So I'm going to begin with my Camouflage color. I have a reddish purple discoloration around my eyes. You can't see it too well today because the sun's coming in through my door wall and it sort of blows out some of the imperfections. But you know, we don't look like that all the time and all the lighting. So I'm going to take my Camouflage color. For me, it's June. For you, it may be something else. And then I'm going to just lightly pat in the areas of discoloration. A very small amount of product. You've likely seen by now a video of the features and benefits of this makeup and the tips and tricks on how to use it the most effectively. Again, under the eye area, that's a danger zone. Our skin is very thin there. It can't take a lot of product. If it does, it will accentuate fine lines and wrinkles. So we just want to pat the product where we need it. And you can tell already how much that brightened it up. So that's cool. I'm going to put a little bit on my lids too, because my lids tend to be just a little overly reddish. And you can see I'm really just patting the product on. And I literally just touch the product once or twice. You don't have to dig it out or scoop it, and nothing like that. Okay, so then I'm going to move on to my main color. This is the color that's going to be the darkest, aside from my contour. It's going to be the darkest highlight color I use, and it's going to help to camouflage areas of redness. I have broken capillaries around and through here. It's going to give me that main overall color glow that I want, that will match my skin tone. So I'm going to go in today with my main color, and I'm just going to go in the areas where I feel I need coverage. I'm using, this is the buff brush, but I will have recommended a brush for you depending on your skin type and how you like your makeup to look when you're finished. Each brush serves a different purpose. And some of the brushes you can use for everything, but you're going to find your sweet spot as far as what brushes work the best on your skin type and for the effect that you're trying to create with the makeup. So I'm lightly just stippling it in. This brush is really the best when you stipple or you tap in the product. You don't have to move it around. Then we're going to go in with my detail brush. This one's great. It's got a small end. Again, one of those that you can kind of get into the inner corners and through here and areas where you're trying to get into small sections of your face. This part is flat, so it's great for your contour. So I'm going to just dab it into the contour. Now the contour color is a little stiffer than the rest of the highlights. So you can have a little bit, you can press with a little bit more pressure on there. You just want to get a little bit, you see I don't have a ton on the brush. And I'm just going to feel for my cheekbones and go right under there. Snug it right up against the cheekbone area and back up into the hairline. You don't want to bring it too far forward. This is just, like I've said before, to create a shadow and to chisel out the cheekbone. Okay, it's going to look a little dark at first. That's okay, because you can move it around, and when you put your blush on and you put the rest of your highlight colors on, everything's going to blend seamlessly and it's not going to be too dark, I promise. So again, push into your contour with a flat end of this brush or whatever brush we've agreed will work for you. And find that just right underneath of that cheekbone, snug up and blend it in. Definitely don't want to come past, when you look straight ahead, the middle of your iris, maybe even a little bit to this way you want to stay to create that illusion of the shadow. So now you can see it looks like my cheekbones are starting to like pop up a little bit, which most every woman I've talked to likes that effect. So Some people need more contouring on their forehead. Some people don't as much. If you wear bangs, it's not necessary. It's totally up to you. That's your preference. I'm going to go in. I don't really need a lot of contouring on my forehead, but I do like, because my face is wide, tends to be more square, I do like to get like the diagonals in here because I'm trying to create that sort of triangle of light where the light bounces off the center of my face. So I find that just getting an angle on up by the corners of my hairline and bringing it down a little bit, you can, even without the brightening makeup on, you can see how that's already having that effect. So just tapping it in there. And this, I'm not tapping onto my face, I'm actually buffing it onto my face. So if you get too much on there, no big deal. Just keep buffing. It will totally soften and move around as you want it to. Okay? All right, now I'm going to go in with my brightening highlight. This is sometimes referred to as our pop color. It's the lightest of the colors that we use, and it's meant to reflect the light on the areas of your face that you want to draw attention to. So I'm going to go in with my pop color, and I'm going to hit just the center of my forehead right in here. Again, I'm using my buff brush. I like this because I like to stipple on that color at first just to place it where I want it. But you can use any brush you want. There's no rules with this. You just got to find what works for you. I want the tops of my cheekbones to be highlighted by light, so I'm going to go right up and through here, add a little bit of lightness here. So again, this is going to be the lightest of all your highlight colors that you ordered. Do a little bit above my lip there. And then the other important place for your lightest color is going to be along your jawline. And that's because generally our necks are usually paler than our face. Even if your neck is tan or your chest is tan, the colors that we prescribed for you are going to blend in with that. So you can still use your lightest color here, because if you have a tan neck and you've got a lot of color in your face you still want this jawline to sort of pop out. It's going to make the indentation for your cheekbone look more dramatic in a good way, and it's going to create a nice sharp jawline here. Okay, now I'm just sort of stippling it on, so it's not looking blended yet, so that's okay. You can blend as you go, but I kind of want you to visually see where I'm putting this makeup before I blend it. Also, one thing I failed to mention is you can go back in with that contour and you can use it right under your jawline. Again, that's going to help to accentuate that jawline and get rid of any fullness in that area that we're trying to camouflage away. So when you get it put under there, then you just want to softly drag it back. You can use as much or as little as you want. A lot of people like to go down the sides of their neck to kind of create that I don't know what you call that look on, but you know, where it looks like you have slimness in the neck area instead of everything looking like full. I know as I'm getting older, everything in here is starting to fill out and look a little fuller. So, but you can play around with it. Do it how you see fit, how you feel comfortable with it. That's half the fun of this makeup, is playing with it and seeing, you know, what you can create yourself. So, okay, so now I've got all the colors placed. I'm going to go in. This is the blush and bronzer brush. It's another great one. I don't have my blush on yet. That's the one thing. I like to do the blush last. A lot of people go ahead and put the blush on and then blend, but I like my blush to really create a pop, so I'm going to do it last. You can do it how you want. So I'm going to go in now and just, this one's a soft, loosely packed bristle. So I'm just going to I'm going to go in and go ahead and just buff all of this together. You're not trying to move the product at this point, you're just trying to soften the product where it sits on your face. Okay, so you can see how anything that was obviously highlighted before is now not so obvious. It's just got a light and shadow effect, and that's what we're going for. I'm going to stick with this brush. I won't even have to wipe it off, but if you did feel like you had a lot of makeup on it for some reason, again, you take your microfiber cloth and just swirl. And then, I mean, seriously, hardly any comes off because these brushes are just amazing like that. Okay, so we're gonna go in with some blush today. Our blushes we call lip and cheek colors because they multitask. So I'll show you how you can use them a couple different ways. So I'm just, oops, that's the wrong one. Okay, so I'm going in with Sandstone today. It's one of my favorites. And depending on where you like your blush applied, which I can help you figure out if you have a problem with that, I'm just tapping it on. Cream blush is amazing. It blends in with all the other color. Our blush colors have coverage. So you don't have to put the foundation all over your face and then put the blush on top. You literally can put the foundation everywhere you need it, and then where the blush goes, you will find that it totally covers and blends away the imperfections you're trying to cover, if there are any in that area, just with the color of the blush. It's amazing. I'm going to use my finger. Remember, your fingers are sometimes some of your best tools. I'm going to give myself a little bit of that sandstone on my lips. I like a dimensional lip. Because my lips tend to be on the thin side. So as a result, I found that using two blush colors, lip and cheek colors, work best for me. So I love Sandstone, and then I like to go over it with Frenchie. But your colors are going to be, unique to you and what looks good with your skin tone, and we've talked about that at this point. So I'm going to go over the center with a little bit of Frenchie to lighten it up and give some dimension. There we go. Now you can also use the lip and cheek colors as you can the highlight colors, as you can the illuminators. All of it can be used as primers for your eyelids. I love the Sandstone color. That's what I'm using today. But you could use, I've used almost all of them except for the really glossier ones. But this Sandstone is a matte color. I'm going to go in where my crease is and lightly pat it on in there. It's going to look a little dark when you first put it on, but don't let that scare you. I mean, if your blush color is dark. If your blush color is light, it won't look too dark. Go. And then I'm just going to take the small end of my detail brush and windshield wipe back and forth. Just swipe it to blend it, to soften it. I already have some highlight color there. I'm going to use a little of my cream shadow up and through here just to accentuate my brow bone. And I'll tell you one last cool thing you can do with your contour. So you can go in with a smaller brush, smaller end of a brush, back into your contour, or you can use your finger. I'll show you with your finger, because that way, if you don't have exactly the right brush for that, you can do it. Just tap some of your contour on your finger, and you can put that right in your crease. So here we've created an eyeshadow look with absolutely no eyeshadow. And the benefit to that is you're creating dimension. Many of us have hooded eyes, and so we're trying to create the hollowed out look, and that's what this contour can do. And then that blush, that lip and cheek color, can add like an extra layer of dimension there and warmth. Depending on how we picked your blush for you, that's going to really make your eye color pop too. So don't be afraid to use any of them in many different ways on your face. Okay, so that's it, really. Pretty easy. One last thing I would like to show you in case you ordered the Bella bronzer. It is amazing product. Some of you are self-tanners, some of you are not. Some of you like that bronze-kissed look, some people don't. That's okay. There's no rules. But you will not find another bronzer like Bella bronzer. So this is my Bella bronzer here. I'm going in with the bronzer end of my blush and bronzer brush. It's even looser and softer. The looser the bristles are packed, the less product you will transfer onto your face. And this is good for Bella because you just want a sun-kissed look. You don't want to pack on pigment all over again. We've packed on the pigment we needed. We buffed it around. We don't need to do that anymore. So I'm just literally just tapping and spinning my brush so it gets a little bit on there. So you can see there's not a ton on there. And then I'm just going to go in with a light hand and hit the high areas of my face where the sun would normally give me some color. I like a little bit of my nose. Oh, you can also contour your nose. If you wanted to contour your nose, just drag a little bit along the edge, ridge of your nose. And this I'm using my contour color for, not the bronzer. Perfect. You can also line your lips with the contour to make them look fuller. So many options with this makeup. So I think that you can see you're going to have a ton of fun. While there is a slight learning curve with this makeup, it really is addictive. So the more you play with it, the more you're going to love it, the more you're going to want to experiment with it, and the prettier you're going to feel, because this makeup seriously makes your skin feel like you've always wanted it to feel, like I've always wanted it to feel. I love it more and more every day that I use it. So I hope that that gives you a little bit of a rundown so you feel comfortable getting started with your new investment of SEINT makeup. I'm super happy for you and excited for you. I'm grateful that you allowed me to help you along this journey. This is something that I love to do, so don't ever feel bad about reaching out with a question or concern in regards to anything that you're having issues or anything you're curious about. If there are other products you'd like to ask me about, if you need recommendations on colors or how to apply the makeup, I'm happy to be of service to you. So please reach out to me anytime.